Good evening, children.
Good evening.
Good evening, children.
evening.
Yes, where are the others? Good evening, children.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Nice, children. Good evening.
ma'am.
Good evening. I think this is the the question which we finished in the last class on Monday. I think we worked the answer. I did not explain this to you. That's what I remember. Please tell me, children, look into your notebook and see the last one in your notebook and tell me, is it this one?
Yes, ma'am. You explained the answer on the question slide itself. Like you didn't show it with the answer working. You were working out in the question slide itself.
Okay, fine, children, fine. Okay, Abby. Then what about this? Is this over? Do you have this question in your notebook, children?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, fine. Yeah. So here in question number 23, we get two acceptable values for n. In question number 22, one of the values of n is 0 and the other value of n is 43. Here, one of the values of n is 0 and the other value of n is 43. So n is 0 is not possible. 0 terms, no, not possible. So we go with this value n43. So the first 43 terms of the AP must be taken to get sum 0. We need to take up the first 43 terms of the AP so that the sum is 0, which again means S43 is 0. Sum to the first 43 terms is 0. How many terms? How many terms? How many terms of the AP should be taken so that the sum is 0? So we must take up the first 43 terms. The sum of the first 43 terms is 0, which means S43 is 0. So here also we got two values for n, but we drop one value because it is 0. So we have only one answer. In that sense, we have only one answer. N is 43. Because we cannot go with 0. But here, how many terms of the AP must be taken so that the sum is 544? How many terms of the AP must be taken so that the sum is 544? So we get N17 or N16. And you cannot reject any of them. There is no reason to reject 17 or 16. When N is 16, what do we understand by that? When N is 16, it means S16 is 544. N is 16, N is equal to 16, meaning the sum of the first 16 terms, S16 is 544. N is equal to 16 means the sum of the first 16 terms is 544. That is A1 plus A2 plus the sum of the first 16 terms, A1 plus A2 plus A3, so on till A16. The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. When N is 17, it means S17 is 544. Sum to the first 17 terms is 544. Which means A1 plus A2 plus A3, so on till A17. The sum of the first 17 terms is 544. But it's the same AP we are working with, right? They're not two different APs. It's the same AP. We already have A1 to A16. The sum is 544. We already know that for this AP, the sum of the first 16 terms is 544. So see here, I've used a bracket here. We know that the sum from here to here is 544. plus A17 is equal to 544. That means see, 544 plus something is 544. That means this is 0. 544 plus something is 544. That means 544 plus 0. 0 is 544, which means A17 is 0. So the double answer is because the 17th term is 0. Imagine the 17th term is 0. So the sum of the first 16 terms is 544. And when you include the 17th term, since the term is 0, the sum does not change. The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. The sum of the first 17 terms should be different. It is not different. It is the same 544 because the 17th term, the value of the 17th term is 0. So the sum does not change. So the double answer for n is because A17 is 0. The 17th term is 0. N is 16. N is 17. Both acceptable values. So when n is 16, it means S16. The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. A1 to A16. The sum of the first 16 terms. A1 to A16 is 544. Okay. N is 17 means the sum of the first 17 terms is also 544. That means A1, A2, A3 till A17 is 544. But we know this, but we know that for this AP, the sum of the first 16 terms. But we know that for this AP, the sum of the first 16 terms is 544. So 544 plus what will give you 544? 544 plus 0 is 544. That means the 17th term is 0. So how many terms of the AP should be taken? You can take the first, if you want to get the sum as 544, you take the first 16 terms, you will get sum 544. Or you take the first 17 terms, there also you will get sum 544. Explain the double. So how many terms must be taken? You can take 16 terms or 17 terms. You can take the first 16 terms or you can take the first 17 terms to get the sum 544. That answers the first question, first part of the question. How many terms? How many terms? Take the first 16 terms or the first 17 terms. Both will give us the sum 544. Explain the double answer. How n takes two values. Explain the double answer. The double answer for n is because the 17th term is 0. Is that clear, children? Is that clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't hesitate to acknowledge, children. Let's keep the class lively. Okay. Take the next question. Find the number of terms of the series 20 plus 19 1 by 3 plus 18 2 by 3, of which the sum is 300. Find the number of terms. How many terms should be added like this so that the sum is 300? Explain the double answer. I think we'll have to take a screenshot because this is similar to the earlier one. So the required sum is 300. That means n is 300. The required sum is 300. That means Sn is 300. So then the formula, and we know the first term is 20. The first term is 20. The common difference is minus 2 by 3. How do you find the common difference? A2 minus A1. The first term A is 20. The common difference D is 19 1 by 3 minus 20, which is minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3. So n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d into minus 2 by 3 is equal to 300. Work this, we get a quadratic equation. Find the two values of n, n 25, n can be 25 or 36. N can be 25 or 36. So when n is 25, it means the sum of the first 25 terms is 300. That means A1 to A25 is 300. When n is 36, it means the sum of the first 36 terms is 300. N 36 means the sum of the first 36 terms is 300. That means A1, A2, A3 till A36, the sum is 300. But we know that the sum of the first 25 terms is 300. 300 plus what will give you the same 300 as the answer, plus 0. So this means the sum of the terms from the 26th to the 36th is 0. To the 36th is 0. Not that A26 is 0, A27 is 0. No, that each term is not 0. The terms have some value. But the sum of the terms, the sum of all the terms, the sum of all the terms from the 26th to the 36th is 0. Children, misunderstanding here is possible. We might think 826 is 0, 827 is 0, 828 is 0. No, it's not like that. The sum of all the terms from the 26th to the 36th is 0. The terms, so there is a combination of positive and negative values. Like you have minus 10, minus 8, minus 6, and then you have plus 6, plus 8, plus 10. So the sum is 0. When you have the same values with opposite signs twice, the sum is 0. Minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, 30, 20, 10. The sum is 0. So this is because, so how many terms you can take to get sum 300? You can take the first 25 terms or the first 36 terms. If you want to get sum 300, you can take the first 25 terms or the first 36 terms. Both will give you sum 300. But how is it possible? That's because the sum of all the terms from the 26th to the 36th is 0. That's why the sum is not altered. From A1 to A25, from A1 to A25, from A1 to A25, the sum is 300. Plus something should give you 300. That means plus 0 only can give us 300. So what do we have here? 26th term to the 36th term. That means the sum of all these terms, the sum of all these terms is 0. This is because 826 plus 827 plus 828, so on till 836 is 0. So here in these terms, we have a combination of positive and negative values whose sum is 0. Because if all are positive, you cannot get 0. If all the values are negative, you cannot get sum 0. So there are some positive and negative values. So we get sum 0 there. How many terms? 25 terms or 36 terms? Explain the double answer. Because from the 26th term to the 36th term, the sum is 0. That's why the double answer. Yeah, children, I think you can write down this. Please write down. Take the question and write the answer. Please work, children. Completed, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here 2 into 20 is 40. Minus 2 by 3 into n is minus 2n by 3. And minus 2 by 3 into minus 1 is plus 2 by 3. Then LCM, simplifying the numerator. 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 6. Cross multiply, quadratic equation, divide by 2 throughout. So here you'll have to divide by 2 throughout. So that gives you this equation. And then as usual, I have split the middle term. You can also use a quadratic formula. You can also use a quadratic formula. I have split the middle term here. 61n, I've split the middle term. You can also use the quadratic formula. And find the two values of n. Yeah. Yes, children, this is your next question. Write down. The sum of the first 7 terms of an AP is 49, and the sum of its first 17 terms is 289. Find the sum of its first n terms. So how do we symbolically write? The sum of the first 7 terms of an AP is 49. How do we write that symbolically?
S7 is equal to 49.
Very good. S7 is equal to 49, not A7. Not A7. A7 means the 7th term. A7 means the 7th term is 49. The 7th term is not 49. The sum of the first 7 terms, that means A1 plus A2 plus A3, the sum of the first 7 terms is 49. So S7 is 49. S7 is 49. And what's the formula to find the sum of the first n terms? N by 2, 7 by 2 of 2a. We don't know the AP here. So 2a plus n minus 1, 7 minus 1 into d is equal to 49. S7 is 49. So we don't know the AP. The AP is not given to us. So we do not know the first term. We do not know the common difference. The AP is not given to us. Some information regarding the AP is given to us. So we don't know the first term. We don't know the common difference. So A is A, D is D, but N is 7. So in place, wherever we have N in the formula, use 7. Work this, you will get a quadratic equation in A and D. See here, the unknowns are A and D. You will get a quadratic equation in A and D. Next one, sum of the first 17 terms. So that means A1 plus A2 plus A3, so on up to A17 is 289. That means S17. It's enough if you write this, children. I'm just trying to explain like this. You don't have to write the first, you don't have to write this. I'm just telling you what it means. Sum of the first 17 terms, meaning A1 plus A2 plus A3 till A17 is 289, which means S17 is 289. Again, n by 2, 17 by 2 of 2a plus 17 minus 1 into d is equal to 289. Clearly, we are going to get two equations in A and D. One from this one from this one. Solve the two equations, get the values of A and D. Once you find the values of A and D, you can answer any question regarding the AP. And the question is to find the sum of its first n terms. So in the formula, find the sum of, they're not asking you to find the AP. You got the values of A and D. What do you do with them? Find Sn. Find Sn. Supposing you get A is 3 and say D is 5. Okay. Now we need to find Sn, the sum of its first n terms, Sn. So n is n by 2 of 2a, 2 into a, 2 into 3, 6, plus n minus 1 into d, 5. That's it. You will get a quadratic equation in n. Work this one. You may get different values. You will get different values for A and D. I'm just telling you. So Sn means n is n. In the formula, n is n. Put the values of A and D. A and D. you will get, when you work this, you will get a quadratic equation and you will get a quadratic expression in n. You will get a quadratic expression in n. Work it, children. I'm showing you the answer slide just to assist you in working the answer. Do not blindly copy. Done, children?
1 minute.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
All right. All of us?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone still writing? Should I wait for anyone? So from S7 is equal to 49, we get one When we say S7, that means n is 7. So we get an equation A and D. S17 is 289. We get another equation in A and D. So now we have two linear equations in A and D. Solve to find the values of A and D. Find the sum of its first n terms. So we have to find Sn. Sn meaning n is n. So substitute in the formula, substitute the values of A and D, which we just found. A is 1 and D is 2. So you can see here. So you can see here, this will get cancelled. It's n by 2 into 2n. 2 and 2 cancels. N square. It's quadratic. N square is a quadratic expression. N square is a quadratic expression. N square is an expression. It's a quadratic expression. Write on the question, children. So here it is, the ninth term of the AP is 449. It's not the sum to the first 9 terms. The ninth term is 449 and the 449th term is 9. So the ninth term, not the sum to the first 9 terms, the ninth term. So the ninth term meaning A9 is 449. The 449th term is 9. It's not S9, it's A9, the ninth term. The ninth term is 449. The 449th term is 9. So this is how we represent the information symbolically. A9 is 449. Ninth term is 449. 449th term is 9. So A9 means A plus 8D is 449. A449 is A plus 448D. Because what is AN? AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. So A449 is equal to A plus 449 minus 1 into D. So that is A plus 448D. So now we have two equations in A and D. Solve them to find the values of A and D. And the question is find the AP. Find the AP. Find the AP. So the AP is here. This is the AP. And is 0 a term of the AP? Is 0 a term of this AP? Yeah, you can, it's obvious, no? 457, 456, 455, 454, 453, 452. So 0 will be a term of the AP. So 0 will be a term of the AP, but how to work? How do we work? So AN is 0. Some nth term is 0. So A plus N minus 1 into D is 0. When you work this, you'll find N. So the 458th term is 0. 458th term is 0. Work it, children. Done, children?
No.
Okay, okay. For the last, I think, 2-3 classes, I was not able to send the list of students who submitted the homework. Please, let's continue that, children. From today's class, please send your work regularly. I shall definitely put up the list. Please send your classwork after the class.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, children, write on this question. Work out the answer and ask me your questions, doubts, if any. Okay, so we find the sum to 50 terms of the two APs and then we need to find the difference. That's a question. Find the difference between, so you'll have to subtract two things. Find the difference between the sums of their 50th term, find the difference between the sums of their first 50 terms. So find S50 for the first AP, S50 for the second AP, and find the difference between the two. Find the difference between the two. Any questions, children?
Ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, children, this is the next question. The sum of the three terms, the sum of three terms of an AP is 21. The sum of three terms of an AP is 21 and the product of the first and the third terms exceeds the second term by 6. Find the three terms. So the AP has many terms, but they are talking, the question talks only about three terms of the AP. In this question, the details are about some three terms of the AP. The sum of three terms of an AP, the sum of three terms, not the first three terms. The sum of three terms, so randomly they pick three consecutive terms from the middle. The sum of three terms of an AP is 21. It's not given first three terms. Sum of three terms. It's not given sum of the first three terms. Sum of three terms of an AP. So sum three terms, the sum is 21. And the product of the first and the third terms, that is, now we have three terms, right? So there the product of the first of the three terms, the first and the third term. The product of the first and the third terms exceed the second term by 6. Find the three terms. Can you recall? How do we assume three numbers in AP?
A minus D, A plus.
Very good, Srinivasan. Very good. A minus D,
And
A
we
and
can
A plus.
take A plus T or A plus 2ED, ma'am.
Come again?
A plus D, A plus 2D.
Okay, you can do that, but A minus D, A and A plus D will help you get the answer faster. Let the three terms in AP be when I told you that you can use this assumption when you have to find three numbers in AP, three terms or three numbers in AP. The sum of the three terms. So let the three terms be A minus D, A and A plus D. Their sum is 21. So add all the three equal to 21. So from that you will get the value of A. And then the next information, product of the first and third, that is A minus D into A plus D. See? Let the three terms be A minus D, A and A plus D. The sum is 21. So A minus D plus A plus D is equal to 21. So minus D plus D cancels. So 3A is equal to 21, A is equal to 7. The product of the first and the third terms. This is the first term. This is the third term. The product of the first and third terms exceeds. This product is more than the second term. This answer is more. The product of the first and third terms exceeds. This one is more. This product is more. More than what? More meaning exceeds. More meaning some difference is given to you. This product is more than. Exceeds means is more than. Exceeds means is more than. Read it like that. Is more than the second term. Is more than the second term. Which is the second term? A is the second term. So the difference is 6. A minus D into A plus D is the product. This product is more than something. It's more than the second term by 6. That means the difference between this one and the second term. This one is more by 6. So this minus the second term A is equal to 6. So working, you should be able to find the value of D, value or values of D, and hence find the three terms. Please go through the answer and then start working. So you see that we get two values for D, one value for A and two values for D. So when A is 7 and D is plus
Ma'am?
6, yeah?
Your screen is not shared.
It's sad, ma'am. I can see, ma'am.
I
I've
was just
shared my
refreshing.
screen. Class, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I can
Yes.
see, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll
Yes,
refresh
ma'am.
and come back.
Okay, Arnav, not seen?
No, ma'am. I'll
Okay,
I'll quit and rejoin, ma'am.
yeah, okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am. It's seen for me now.
All right, good.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Here, the unit for product of the first and third term exceeds the second term by 6, ma'am. So we can take the difference as 6 by this wording, ma'am.
You can take the difference as?
We can we can take the difference is equal to 6. It is already given in this question, ma'am. By this wording from products of the first and third terms exceeds the
Yeah,
second
that,
term.
yeah, correct. That's given, no? That's what I've written here. Yes. It's given here, right? The product of the first term and the third term. The product of the first and the third terms exceeds means is more than. Exceeds means this is more than the second term by 6. So that means the product, this is the first term, this is the third term. The product of these two terms is more than the second term. That means the difference. This is the second term. This is the product of the first and third terms. This is more, this is less. This one is more, this one is less. The difference is 6. Not clear?
Yes, ma'am, I have got, ma'am.
Okay. You can write is equal to 6 plus the second term also. Product of first term and the third term is equal to 6 plus the second term. Any questions, children?
No, ma'am.
So it's simple. We find the value of A and then we get two values for D. So you should find the three numbers under both the situations when A is 7, D is 6, and when A is 7 and D is minus 6. This is your next question. So we've seen the assumption earlier. 4 numbers in AP. So let the 4 numbers in AP be A minus 3D, A minus D, A plus D, and A plus 3D. When you want to find 4 numbers in AP, then this assumption will be very convenient to find the numbers, the 4 numbers. So the sum is 50. That means add all the 4 expressions equated to 50. So from that you get the value of A. And then it's given that the greatest number is 4 times the least. The greatest number is 4 times the least. So you can actually do this in 2 ways, because you do not know if, see, like if the numbers are 10, 20, 30, 40, then this is the least number, this is the greatest number. But if the numbers are 40, 30, 20, and 10, then this is the greatest number, this is the least number. So we do not know if A minus 3, between A minus 3D and A plus 3D, between A minus 3D and A plus 3D, we do not know which is the greatest or which is the least. So if this is the greatest, then this is the least. If this is the least, then this is the greatest. So we have 2 cases here. So here we have taken A plus 3D as the greatest term. If the greatest term or the greatest number is 4 times the least, if A plus 3D is the greatest number, A plus 3D, the greatest number A plus 3D is 4 times the least. Or if A minus 3D is the greatest number, this is the greatest number, it is 4 times the least. So this is case 1. This is case 1 where A plus 3D is the greatest number. A plus 3D is the greatest. This is case 2 where A minus 3D is the greatest. So for A minus 3, the greatest is 4 times the least. Greatest is 4 times the least. So when you work this, you get the value of D. Once you get the value of D, you know the value of A and the value of D. Find the 3 numbers. A minus 3D, A minus D, A plus D, and A plus 3D. In case 2 also, when you work this condition, you get the value of D. And find the numbers. When A is only one value, 25 by 2. You will get 2 different values for D. A is only one value, 25 by 2. You get 2 different values for D. So here when A is 25 by 2 and D is minus 5 by 2, these are the values. So you see that the numbers are the same, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 15, 10, 5. Numbers are the same, the arrangement is different. Please work, children. As you work, you might get some doubts. Please ask me. See, in the CBSE syllabus, there is nothing like this sum is very important. If at all you wonder that I don't say that this is important, this is not important, there is nothing like that. Every sum is equally important. Every concept, everything we see in this class is equally important. So I will not be stressing anywhere that, go through these sums. They're very important from the examination point of view. But there's nothing like that in CBSE. So I never mentioned that because there's nothing like that. Every sum is very important. Everything is important from the examination point of view. You don't know which question is going to be picked from any chapter. So give equal weightage to all the questions. Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Very good. Very good. So we have Arnav, Tirunesh, Nishita, Shakti, Lakshita, Manasa, Nafi, Shabarigrish, Muttuvel, Anish, Riya, Shivani, Shruti, Nivedita, Srinivasan, Rakshan, Akshayram, Priyadarshini, Sudarshan and Balaharish. All right, good children. Yeah, please continue. Very simple children, very, very easy. I'll just get back. Please work. Any questions, children?
Um,
No, ma'am.
Okay. But why is the energy level so low? No doubts, children?
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay. All right, children. Let's go to the next one. The sum of three numbers in AP is 12. Three numbers, see here, the sum of three numbers in AP is 12. And the sum of their cubes is 288. Find the numbers. The question talks only about three numbers. That is why we'll go with the assumption A minus D, A and A plus D. The sum of three numbers in AP is 12. So let the three numbers be A minus D, A and A plus D. The sum of their cubes. How do we express that?
A cube.
Ma'am, A cube, A minus D cube, A cube, and A plus 2D.
It makes D the whole cube.
Yeah. The sum of their cubes. First, the sum of the three numbers is 12. So A minus D plus A plus D is equal to 12. So from this, we'll get the value of A. 3A is 12. A is equal to 12 by 3, 4. The sum of their cubes. The sum of their cubes. Their cubes are A minus D, the whole cube, A cube, and A plus D, the whole cube. These are their cubes. The sum of their cubes is 288. Find the cubes. Excuse me. Find the cubes of the three numbers. Add them, equate to 288. And find the numbers. Please work, children. This 4 cube is 64. I've transposed. You can see it here. This one is, this bracket is a minus b the whole cube. That is 4 minus d the whole cube. And this one is 4 plus d the whole cube. Completed, children?
One minute.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's about, yeah, so it's about 3 numbers. So a minus d, a and a plus d. Sum is 12. So from that, sum is 12. From that, we get a is 4. The value of a is 4. Next is to find the value of d. So there's another information. Sum of their cubes is 288. Sum of their cubes is 288. But here we know that a is 4. So a can be replaced with 4. A can be replaced with 4. Or you can work and finally in place of A you can use 4. Anyways, you can substitute now, or maybe you can work, you can expand and simplify, and then in the place of A you can use 4. Anyways. But this equation has A and D. We know the value of A, so we can find the value of D. And the value of D is plus or minus 2. So that means now both can be accepted, right? The common difference can be positive or negative. The common difference can be anything. It can be positive or negative. So we have two cases. When A is 4, A has only one value. A is 4. A is 4, D is plus 2. A is 4, D is minus 2. So under these two cases, we find the values of A minus D, A and A plus D. A minus D, A and A plus D. So the three numbers are 2, 4, 6 or 6, 4, 2. You can see it here. 2, 4, 6 or 6, 4 and 2. Yeah, this is homework. Write down this question, leave some space for the answer. Please write down the question in your notebook. Leave sufficient space for the answer. All right. This one also homework. How many 3-digit numbers are divisible by 6? Homework. How many 3-digit numbers are divisible by 6? Homework. Homework. Please write the question. Written down, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, now this is classwork. It's also a test. Try this. Find the common difference of the AP, whose Sn is n square plus 2n. Be the first to give the answer. Work it fast.
Ma'am, can you show the last slide, ma'am?
Last slide. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Find the common difference of the AP, whose Sn is n square plus 2n. Try this.
Miss D is equal to 4, ma'am.
D is 4. Huh? No, D is not 4. Yes, class. What's the
One
value of D?
meeting I'm doing. D is equal to 3, ma'am.
No, I have a different answer. No. Okay, I think I should intervene.
-4.
No children, no Srinivas. All right, let's do it together. Now it's given that Sn, we have the expression for Sn. Sn is equal to n square plus 2n. S1 will be equal to what, children? S1?
3,
S1
ma'am.
is equal to?
3.
No, tell me the substitution. Is equal to?
1
1
square
plus 2.
plus
1 plus
2 into 1. Okay, so that is 1 plus 2, 3. And what do we understand by S1, children? The sum to the first one term, meaning the first term itself. So this means the first term, A1 or A is 3. Yes or no? S1 is 3. S1 means the sum to the first one term. That is the first term itself is 3. Now let's find S2. Let's find S2. S2 is n. N is n square plus 2n. So there in place of n use 2. So 2 square plus 2 into 2. So you get S2 is equal to 2 square is 4, 4 plus 4, 8. Now what is S2? S2 means first term plus the second term is 8. What do we mean by S2? S2 means A1 plus A2. S2 means A1 plus A2, the sum of the first two terms. The sum of the first two terms, that means A1 plus A2 is 8. But what is A1? A1 is 3. So 3 plus A2 is equal to 8. So A2 is equal to 8 minus 3, 5. Now the common difference is A2 minus A1. A2 is 5, minus A1 is 3. So the common difference is 2. Is this correct, children? Yeah. Is it over?
No, ma'am.
So when you find S1, it is nothing but A1. When you find S2, S2 means A1 plus A2. S2 is the sum of the first two terms. So A1 plus A2 is 8. But we know A1 is 3. So 3 plus A2 is 8. A2 is 5. And now the common difference is given by A2 minus A1. 5 minus 3, 2. So find S1 and S2. That's enough. From Sn, find S1 and S2 to find the common difference. Homework. Written down, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll do this now in the class. S7 is 63. That is the sum to the first 7 terms is 63. The sum of the next 7 terms is 161. Find AN and SN. I'll just read this in words. I've written it symbolically. It is in an AP, the sum to the first 7 terms is 63. The sum to the first 7 terms is 63. And the sum of the next 7 terms, that is after the 7th term, the sum of the next 7 terms is 161. The sum of the first 7 terms, S7 meaning first 7 terms. The sum of the first 7 terms is 63. And the sum to the next 7 terms, that is after the 7th. The next 7 terms is 161. Find AN and SN. To find AN and SN, we need the values of A and D. AD. Once you find AD, in A plus N minus 1 into D, use A and D and find the expression for AN. And for Sn, N by 2, 2A plus N minus 1 into D, substitute the values of A and D and find Sn. So you can take a 2 common. So that will give you 7 by 2 into A plus 3D is equal to 63. So 2 cancels and we have A plus 3D is equal to 63 by 7, which is 9. First equation. So from S7 is equal to 63. From the information, S7 is equal to 63. We are able to generate one equation in A and D. Am I audible and clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. So from S7 is equal to 63. From this information, we are able to generate one equation in A and D. So now with the other information, we are looking for another equation in A and D so that we can solve and find the values of A and D. Sum of the next 7 terms is 161. It's not S7. S7 means first 7 terms. This is next 7
14.
terms. Yeah, that is from the 8th term to the 14th term. So we can create this equation in two different ways. So let's see the first one. So the sum to the next 7 terms. Next 7 terms is 161. That means A8 plus A9 plus A10 plus A11 so on till A14 is 161. Next 7 terms, you can count 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. After the 7th term, next 7 terms meaning from the 8th one, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now you treat this one as an AP, where this is the first term, this is the last term. Treat this one as an AP with A8 being the first term and A14 being the last term. Only if you do this, you can use the formula. Because when you use the formula n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d, you must have an AP. This formula is only to find the sum of the first few terms. The sum from the beginning. From the beginning. So now treat this as an AP, which begins with the 8th term and ends with the 14th term. So n by 2. How many terms are here? For the first time, it might sound difficult. Let me finish it. How many terms are here? There are 7 terms. So 7 by 2. Of 2a. 2a meaning 2 into the first term here is a8. 2a plus n minus 1. 7 minus 1 into the common difference. We don't know the common difference. Is equal to 161. Let me tell you again. The formula is n by 2. So here there are 7 terms. From A8 to A14, there are 7 terms. So n by 2, 7 by 2 of 2a. 2 into the first term here is A8. So 2a plus n minus 1, 7 minus 1 into d, we do not know d, is equal to 161. So how do we work this? So we have 7 by 2 of 2 into what is A8? A plus 7d. A plus 7d plus 6d is equal to 161. See here? 2 into A8. What is A8? A plus 7d. And this one 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 into d is 6d. So 2 into A plus 7d. Into A plus 7d. A8 is A plus 7d plus 6d is equal to 161. 7 by 2 of 2a plus 14d. 2 into a is 2a, 2 into 7, 14, 14d plus 6d is equal to 171. So 7 by 2 of 2a plus 14d plus 6d is 20d. is equal to 171. So I'll work this above. I'll work it here. I'll continue here. So 7 by 2, 2 is common. A plus 10D is equal to 171. Oh, 161. No? I've been writing
161. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
161.
sorry. 161. 161.
161, ma'am.
Yeah, 161. All right, 161. So 2 gets cancelled, and we have A plus 10D is equal to 161 by 7. 161 by 7. So it will be 2s are 14, 2s are remainder, 3s are. So this is the second equation in A and D. Solve the two equations, find the values of A and D, and hence find AN and SN. This is one way of working. I'll show you the, it's okay if you have not written. I'm clearing the slide. Let me show you the alternate approach. The first equation, S7 is 63, remains the same, children. Now, the second equation can be created like this. Sum to the first 7 terms plus sum to the next 7 terms is equal to the sum of the first 14 terms. Sum to the first 7 terms plus sum to the next 7 terms. Will give you the sum of the first 14 terms. See, what is S7? A1 plus A2 plus A3, like this till A7. This is 63. And what is the sum of the next 7 terms? That is A8 plus A9 plus A10, like this till A14 is equal to 161. When you add both, what will you get? You will get A1 plus A2 plus A3 till A14. A14 is equal to 4 to 1 carry over 2, 224. That is S14. Sum to the first 14 terms is 224. So how do we create an equation using this? S14 is the regular thing, 14 by 2 of 2A plus 14 minus 1 into D is equal to 224. The first equation is from S7 is equal to 63. That remains the same. S7 is equal to 63. Now to get the next equation, S7 is 63 means A1 to A7 is 63. Sum of the next 7 terms is 161. That is A8, A9, A10 till A14 is 161. When you add both, you'll get the sum from the first term to the 14th term. That is equal to 224. So S14 is 224. So you can also get the second equation like this. The values of A and D will be the same. Whichever way you work, AD will be the same and the answers for AN and SN will be the same. The equation will be different here. All right, children. Please take a screenshot. You can complete this later. I think it's time.
Yes,
It's time, children. So please take a screenshot and complete it later. I've explained the methods. This one and yeah. Yeah, this one also. It's the same answer. Method 2.
taken.
All right. Let me show you this one also. If you want, you can just take a picture of this one. How is 14 is to 24? Take a picture of this one also. Method 1. Method 2. Class, lower your hands. Very good. Very good. All right. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. If you have any doubts, you can please stay back and ask me, else you may leave the meeting. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night. Thank you.